Alright, so I'm doing this from my phone so I can get it out because it's fresh in my mind right now. So, hello everybody, everyone as in my family, friends, and anybody who wants to get to know me and come along on this journey. I'm transgender. Yeah, surprise! Yeah, so, where to begin? I guess is the question, because it probably seemed out of the blue for some of you all, except for few very close of my friends that really knew me, and I already kind of came out to them, and they're like, "Oh, finally," or "Oh, we're glad you figured something out." So that was good to hear. But for everyone else being like, "Well, dang, Taylor seemed pretty girly, and I don't know if she does ballroom dancing and teaches things, and I just don't see it. Thought she was a lesbian, and you know what? And I went through that whole entire thing too." But I guess I can say that it started at a young age. Um, Super young. Let's see. So I guess my first memories are that kind of like when we first finally got when my household got their first computer and internet was a thing, and AOL and dial up and all this good stuff, and that something brand new that I didn't know what happened, that there's browser histories and things like that. I was just a kid, maybe 6 or 7, and I started looking up boobs. Yes, boobs. So my parents questioned me, asking, "Hey Taylor, why are you looking up boobs? Are you questioning stuff?" And growing up at that time, we were Catholic, it was still kind of taboo. The LGBTQ community was a quiet piece of information that people didn't really talk about, at least in my family. I grew up kind of sheltered too, pretty sheltered. I'm sheltered, I'm not gonna lie. So it started there, and I kind of like dismissed it. But all through growing up, and especially like in elementary school, things like that, I'd always brag about being a boy. I'd always tell people, "Hey, if I do this, my voice will be more boyish. Like, do you like it?" And like, I mean, I had the whole tomboy phase and whatnot, since I was a girl, or born with those body parts, that it just kind of went about that way. So anyway, back to like kind of relationships. Although I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends or anything growing up until I was like, I don't even know. I think I went on one date when I was 16, but I didn't start dating until in college. Like, I was 19, 20 years old. So anyway, but I kept exploring. Like, I used to pretend to have like little boyfriends. They used to call the house. And then some of my girl best friends were kind of like, I guess you say, fooling around, figuring things out. But at the end of the day, I was always attracted to women. So then I finally went to the thing of, "Oh, Taylor's a lesbian. Like, let's just figure that out, go through that phase." So I did that. So fast forward to, let's say 2013. Or, no, I mean, I don't know. Let's go to my first relationship. So my first relationship, it was with a female. And it started out fine. I guess I was perpetrating because, I came off extremely girly and things like that. But as soon as I got out the house, in a new world, or in another world, I don't know if it's really new, but in another world, away from the parentals, I started doing my whole tomboy thing again, dressing very masculine. And so my girlfriend at the time, when I met her, I was super feminine, and then I did that, and then as the longer we're dating and throughout college, I started to get more masculine. It just felt more comfortable. This is natural. Yeah, I feel like I naturally go back to the more masculine tendencies, masculine ways, things like that, things of that nature. So it feels more comfortable with me. So I was going to that. So basically, long story short, she broke up with me because I wasn't what she thought I was. So that kind of like raised another note to me, like, well, what's this stuff? And then I became part of the Kaleidoscopes in our multicultural affairs at college, and I learned how to start facilitating. So we learned a lot about different cultures, religions, backgrounds, lifestyles. But we dug deeply in the LGBTQ community because that was a fresh thing in my college. We were a very liberal school. We had many, many, many backgrounds of people, and especially their disability. I feel like UNCG is one of the biggest disabled accommodating colleges. We just have a lot of those people come, and it's great. I love them. I was in American Sign Language class. That was the best class, best experiences that I had in college. So yeah, so I did that, and then I started exploring it again. Then I went through the whole thing of, oh no, I can't be that. That can't be me. Is that me? Really, is that me? So it still went back to taboo because I'm an only child, and I always want to please my parents and want to make sure that they accept me for who I am and don't want to go against that grain in a way. It may not. It may seem that that's not the case to them if they're watching this video. Hi, Mom and Dad. So it might not seem like that to you, but it is a thing. I tried to make sure you are happy with your child. So I dug back into all that. So I learned about it, kind of started doing some videos about it. That was when it was like super fresh for some people. Not a lot of YouTubers came out. So I started doing some research, and then I ignored it again. I was like, no, this can't be me. I'm just a very tomboyish-y lesbian, but just leave it at that. So I felt like I was that. So then fast forward back to around 2013, 2014, and about my second or third like serious relationship, and I moved away from North Carolina, from all my places, and I moved to Richmond, Virginia. And Richmond, Virginia, we have a love-hate relationship at the end of the day. We do. I love you and I hate you. But with my girlfriend at that time, it was great. I felt like I was finally myself. I was dressing very masculine. I shaved off all my hair. Like, I had super duper long curly hair, pubic hair. I still love that hair. I'll probably grow back out later on in life and do that again. But I shaved off all my hair. I did all of that nonsense. I worked at Men's Warehouse. Like, I was looking fresh. I was looking fly. I loved it. And then down there during that time, they had informed to consent. So that's when the transgender stuff kept popping into my brain again, and I did some more research. Just on my own. I didn't let anybody know because I don't want to freak anybody out. So I feel like I need to go through the process by myself and figure things out on my own before I come to people, because I doubt myself a lot. I don't trust my instincts anymore as much as I used to, and I'm always told that I perceive things incorrectly or not the way that they should be perceived. So I did all of that research on my own. My girlfriend at the time, my parents, nobody knew that I was doing that, and I almost seemed like I pulled the plug on it, but then I had to move back to North Carolina. But during that time, my girlfriend was picking up on some things, saying more like, Taylor, do you ever feel like you were in the wrong body? Like, do you want to be a boy? And at that point, I was just like, oh, no, I don't know. Like, I just kept saying, I don't know. So that's how that happened. So came back home, came back to North Carolina. Like I said, love-hate relationship with Virginia. I don't know how to deal with that. And then I met a boy. And we started dating, doing that whole entire thing. But then I wasn't like super feminine Taylor when I was dating this man, who later on I did marry. But so when I was dating this man, I did tell him, hey, I'm not gonna put on dresses. Hey, I'm gonna probably dress better than you sometimes. Like, that's just how I am. And he was totally comfortable with that. He just also wasn't very super duper masculine. He was just a good old guy, like a little bit, I don't know. We just seemed to click and work. So it is what it is. And we went around that route, and so we did our whole entire thing, and long story short, I married the man. It worked, it did good for a while, and then it didn't work. So now we're separated our ways and going on about our lives. But after that, I was, I went back to thinking about it again. I was like, all right, I've been doing all these things, identifying as a lesbian woman, or however you want to say it, and things don't seem to be... this keeps coming back to me. Like, I don't hate my body, but I don't feel like it's there yet. Like I am who I'm supposed to be. Like, I never felt right in the suit I am in. And I always be bragging about beards too. Oh, I want a beard so bad. My dad grows the most amazing beards ever. I only seen him do it twice in my life. I'm gonna have a sexy ass beard. Tangent. Sorry, back. So I started researching and going into it again, and figuring stuff out. And then, you know, I wanted to go out and start meeting some people, try to get more involved within that community. But then I met a girl. Her name's Janice. We became decent friends for a little bit until she just went off the deep end. But as we were hanging out and stuff like that, she brought up it weeks after us meeting. She was like, do you feel like you need to be, not need to be, but do you feel like you're a man, like you're not complete, like are you transgender? And then I didn't say anything to that because she was like gone as a super duper long rant. But after that last conversation, something like really resonated in me and was like, I am right. Like, my feelings are correct. Like, I guess I don't need all these people to tell me that, hey, you don't seem like you, or you don't seem 100%, or like, I get, like, are you a man? Like, a man in a woman's body sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I don't hate my body. It just doesn't feel correct or 100% there. So, and then long story short, so then I started to look more into that. I went to Planned Parenthood recently. I've been talking to my therapist, all this good stuff. I finally got my first prescription for testosterone, and I'll be starting that shortly, probably within the next week or two, to just start doing my physical transition. So if you guys have any other additional questions or things to ask me, let me know. But that is kind of like my little spiel, my little story of I guess explaining myself or letting you guys know where I came out in the world. And then I know probably have many stories of Taylor and times when it thought Taylor was this or Taylor was that or Taylor's just being silly. And I can't wait for those times. It's gonna be fun. But also just wanted to let you guys know that I love you and thank you for all that who do more than just tolerate me transitioning and fully accept me for myself and are trying to figure it out with me. And I guess we'll go from there. I don't know what the rest of the plan is. I just know as of right now, step 1 is starting testosterone and going from there. But yeah, that's my story. Stay tuned. I do have a video on the Planned Parenthood, like little vlog. It's super rough, super sorry. Videos will become better. And then yeah, but give it a thumbs up or leave a comment below. Thank you guys.